There's been so much happening surrounding the Justin Baldoni-Blake Lively situation and the lawsuits there. Justin Baldoni's lawyer has been releasing so many things, so much so to the point where Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively wanted to shut him down and wanted to put a gag order on Justin Baldoni's lawyer. Well, since then, even more has come out. And one of the things that has come out from all of this was a 2 a.m. voice note from Justin Baldoni to Blake Lively. Now, so many people have had their takes on this voice note. They listened to it, they've analyzed it. I've only listened to like 2 minutes of it. I haven't listened to the full 6 minutes, and I kind of want to do that now and give my take on it. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, the Daily Mail, and I really hate going to this website because there are so many pop-ups, but the Daily Mail had an exclusive, Justin Baldoni's voice note to Blake Lively addressing It Ends With Us rooftop scene feud. So text messages from April 2023 included in the $400 million Justin Baldoni lawsuit against Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds show a dejected Lively expressing her disappointment at Baldoni's lukewarm response to her version of the scene, which had been praised by her husband and her superstar best friend, that best friend being Taylor Swift. The spat saw her go silent for several days until Justin Baldoni felt obliged to send her a text message to say that he liked her pages, noting that he would have felt that way without Ryan and Taylor, according to the complaint. So they do include the text messages right here. And I think that like these text messages are very important when it comes to listening to Justin Baldoni's voice note, because a lot of people have called it like really creepy. A lot of people have said that like it sounds like they're attracted to each other. Now, look, that could possibly be true, but I'm leaning on the side of I don't think that there was something going on between them, simply because it would look really, really bad for Justin Baldoni if he filed this lawsuit against the New York Times for $250 million and then also sued Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds for $400 million, only for like this dirt to be discovered later on and for them to find out that like they were having this affair. Like, I think that would be really, really bad. It'd be really stupid on his part, and for the most part, from what I'm seeing coming from Justin Baldoni's camp, everything seems to be very well thought out. They want to put everything out there and be completely transparent, and if they wanted to be extremely transparent with everything, then I think that they would have led with from the very beginning that there was an affair between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. I don't think that would be something that they would want to hide, because if it is uncovered later, he would lose so much support from all of the people who are currently backing him right now. Like, I think that would be a really stupid move on their part personally. So that's why I'm taking like the stance that I really don't think that there was something going on between them, at least on his part. If she developed feelings for Justin Baldoni, then that's something completely different. But from what I've been seeing, especially like from the video that was released, and I did do a video on that, if you want to check it out, I'll link it here. He's always constantly like referring to his wife when it comes to like Blake Lively. He'll refer to like her and Ryan's relationship. He's constantly talking about their partners when it comes to scenes. So like, I don't think that, at least on his part, that like there was anything there. And I'd be surprised if there was anything on Blake Lively's part as well. I think that it is all business when it comes to Blake and Ryan. I think that they wanted the movie rights to these two films. I think they wanted to buy these movie rights from Justin Baldoni, and he refused. And I think that it just came down to abuse of power. Blake and Ryan, they have the power. Justin doesn't, even though they want to make it seem as if they're the little guys, right? Blake and Ryan, Blake Lively, she wants to make it seem like she's the little guy because Justin has this billionaire backer. She's really not. They're the power couple. They're a huge name in Hollywood. Blake's best friend is Taylor Swift, a huge billionaire in the music industry, and Ryan Reynolds is a huge titan in Hollywood. So the person who does not have power is Justin Baldoni. Nobody's heard of him until this whole thing blew up. So I don't think that this has anything to do with the fact that there was some attraction or some affair. That's just my opinion personally. This looks very simple. It looks like Blake and Ryan wanted the movie rights and Justin said no. And from everything that I'm reading, from reading the lawsuits, it looks like Blake bullied her way into taking over this movie and completely iced out Justin Baldoni. So that way, that'll be like the last thing, and then he folds. And when he still didn't fold, then this New York Times article comes out. So like that's my opinion. I don't think it has anything to do with them having feelings for each other. I think that that's ludicrous. I would be surprised if anything comes out like that, but personally, it would be stupid on Justin Baldoni's part to say, hey, we're going to be completely transparent with everyone and we're going to create a website and have everything on this website when they're hiding something huge like an affair. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't believe that. But anyways, let's get back to this voice note. So I think that these text messages are very important because some people are saying that like, oh my gosh, he completely rambled on. He's saying all of these inappropriate things. He says in the voice note, and we'll listen to it in a second, he says in the voice note that he would prefer to talk. He's not good at texting back and forth. Clearly, you can see that Blake-Lively is very comfortable texting super long messages to Justin Baldoni, but he said that he's not comfortable doing that. He'd prefer even being face to face. And I had to open this in a different tab because I can't stand all of the ads. So this is the text that Blake-Lively sent. Justin Baldoni says, great. Also, was working on rooftop scene today. I really love what you did. It really does help a lot, makes so much more fun and interesting. And I would have felt that way without Ryan and Taylor. You really are a talent across the board. Really excited and grateful to do this together. So she texts him back at 2 a.m., almost 2 a.m. at 1:49 a.m. And she writes this lengthy text message and it says, that's very appreciated and means a lot. I'm deeply inspired by the film we're going to make outside of the success of its book. We have such an opportunity to not only surprise people who love the book, but reach an even bigger audience by making an undeniably dynamic and also commercial film. Right there, that first text, it tells me that they're all business. This is all business for them. They know that this is going to be a huge, successful film and they want it to be successful commercially and reach like a bigger audience. They already know that the book is incredibly popular and people are looking forward to the movie. So they want it to reach a larger audience, a larger commercial audience outside of the book, which is why they wanted those rights that Justin owns. Moving on, the moment that excited me the most the other day was when you said, you're not funny, you are going to kill the rooftop scene. You know it, I'm sure. Even though it was said in playful deprecation that we all participate in, it made me think of the process as a whole. Please know, I trust that on the day you've got me, and I hope that you trust that I've got you if you want it. We're in this together, and we are two of the most determined people I know. We also have very high bars set for ourselves. To collaborate with that type of partner is a gift that neither of us will squander because we both care too much about the result and also the experience. I have no motives except for you to win. As a director, as an actor, as a studio, as a writer, if you win, I win. If you win, our movie wins. We are aligned, and I will bring everything I have to this. I view this as like she wants something, so she's going to gas him up to get it. It's over complimentary to me. That's why I feel like, oh, she's just gassing him up here. Like, this doesn't feel romantic in any way. And then this looks like it was sent on the same day. It's a little blurry. As for blank and Ryan and blank for that matter. So I think that as for Taylor and Ryan and someone else, I'm the luckiest mother blank on the planet to have them as my dance moms level stage moms. They are embarrassingly effusive. Now, this part for me is where I think that she's sort of like pulling a flex on Justin Baldoni. That said, they're also my most trusted partners and the people I go to first with anything creative I touch, and I'm the person they each go to first. That reciprocal creativity and support has been one of my life's greatest and most fulfilling gifts. When they loved and signed off on the pages, I felt good to send them to you. They asked what you thought specifically after. They checked in so many times. I told them that you laughed a bunch and said, it's probably a blend, but you appreciate my passion so much. Which of course didn't feel great for me or them to have my passion be praised instead of any specific contribution, or even just that you didn't like the pages, which is fine also. It seems like she's telling him like, they come to me because I'm so creative whenever they need help, and I go to them and they signed off. They loved it. These are creative giants in the industry. They loved it. Why don't you? These are very long text messages. And then here she like kind of victimizes herself a little bit and tells him her experiences. So I think they wanted you and me to see how they felt about the work because they've been by my side for far too many experiences where I've been overlooked. I spoke to you about this when we first met. They've watched me handwrite scripts because the director is too afraid to send the FDX files. Yet he scans and has someone hand type all 120 pages of my pencil rewrites. They've watched me be hired as a writer and paid a significant fee for it, but on the condition that I never ask for credit, which I could give a shit about. It's more the principle of the dynamics at play. They've watched the other side of it too, where I'm told at signing on that I'm wanted as a true collaborator, but once we get to work, I'm really just wanted as a yes man audience and actor. I feel like by her telling him this, she's also lumping him in this category of people. It's very manipulative, if you ask me. It's very manipulative. She says both Ryan and blank have established themselves. I'm guessing that's T for Taylor. I don't know. Both Ryan and blank have established themselves as absolute titans as writers and storytellers outside of their primary gig, just singing or just acting or blank just directing. I'm so lucky to have them as creative barometers, but also to have them as people who prop me up and make sure that I'm seen for all I can and do offer, because they know firsthand all I can contribute. They also know I'm not always as good at making sure I'm seen and utilized for fear of threatening egos or fear of affecting ease of the process. They don't give a shit about that. And because of that, everyone listens to them with intense respect and enthusiasm. So I guess I have to stop worrying about people liking me. So again, this voice note is responding to all of this. It's responding to all of this. Look at everything she sent at 2 a.m. And for me, it feels a little threatening. It feels a little manipulative. And then the last part, if you ever get around to watching Game of Thrones, you'll appreciate that I'm Khaleesi, and like her, I happen to have a few dragons, for better or worse, but usually for better, because my dragons also protect those I fight for. So really, we all benefit from those gorgeous monsters of mine. You will too. I can promise you. It's so fucking cringe. It is so fucking cringe. So after all of that, after all of these text messages, Justin Baldoni responds with a voice message. Let's listen to it.
Hey, Blake. It is 2 a.m. Hopefully this does not wake you up. Whew. Wow. There's so much I want to say to you, and I hope that we can FaceTime or see each other in person soon and get to talk more. But I'm just going to send you a few thoughts, and hopefully it's not going to be more than a few minutes. But I don't have the best track record. I don't think either one of us have the best track record for our voice memos. I want to start with an apology. Man, reading the second part of your message, my heart sank, and I'm really sorry. I for sure fell short, and you worked really hard on that, and the way you framed it, and how that made you feel. I just want to say thank you for sharing that with me. That
I'm pretty sure he's referencing this.
Takes a lot of trust and vulnerability, and I feel really grateful that you feel safe enough to tell me that that's how you feel and share that with me. And I'm really sorry. I f***ed up. That is a fail on my part. One thing you should know about me is I will admit and apologize when I fail. I am far from perfect. I'm a very flawed man, as my wife will attest. And and I'm gonna.
See, this is why I don't think that like this is some romantic thing, because he brings up his wife. Why would you do that? Like, my wife will attest, like, I'm a flawed man, because she knows him better than anyone, right? Like, why would he bring up his wife if this was some romantic thing? I think it was all business between the two.
I'm gonna f*** up. I'm gonna say the wrong thing. I'm gonna put my foot in my mouth. I'm gonna piss you off probably, but I will always apologize and find my way back to center. That is one thing I can assure you of.
So there he's telling her, like, he's taking accountability. He's like, if you felt this way, because he read like either this part, which I don't think he's referring to this part, because here she's not really sharing anything with him. She's just gassing him up. She's sharing more here. So I think he's referring to this. And remember when I told you, when I said that like she's been looked over by different directors and blah, 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 like she's sharing this. She's oversharing. So when he says that, like, thank you for trusting me enough to share these experiences with him, I think that this is what he's referring to. And so I think that he's looking at it the same way I'm looking at it. Like, oh, if she's telling me this, it's because she's lumping me in with these same people. I think that that's why he's like, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But he's taking accountability for it. He's saying, like, if she's telling me this, it's because she's lumping me in with these types of people who are overlooking her and not taking her seriously. Even though personally, I think with all of these rewrites, she's completely overstepping her job as an actress, especially with everything now that we know she did on that set, for him to go and take accountability, you know, for her to be so manipulative as to, you know, make him apologize for something I don't think he should be apologizing for, because he is the director of this movie. He doesn't have to take her rewrites. I think it's very manipulative, but he's apologizing for it when he doesn't have to. But whatever, I'm giving him credit for that.
And I'm sorry I made you feel that way. That must have felt terrible. And I will for sure do better. That was not my best weekend, and I should have given it more time. And damn right, you got great friends if that's how you felt and they knew that. And we should all have friends like that, aside from the fact that they're two of the most creative people on the planet.
Okay, so yeah, he is referring to this part of the message, because this is the only part where she name drops all those people.
The three of you guys together is unbelievable. Talk about energy and just to force all three of you. But I just wanted you to know that I didn't need that, because it's really good and it's going to make the movie sing like you said, and I'm excited to go through the whole movie with you.
He's complimenting her friends, trying to make her feel comfortable, and he's telling her like her rewrites are good and it's going to make the movie sing. It doesn't feel romantic. I think that people romanticizing this are really leaning into that whole thing where they had an affair on set. I don't hear it personally. I don't hear it.
You know, I think you and I have been trying to build a relationship, which I think we've done successfully. I mean, here we are talking like this, me into my phone at 2 a.m, but largely via text and voice note. And that, I will be honest with you, that is not my biggest strength. I love being with people and being in somebody's space and being face to face, and I feel like that's where I excel, and definitely fallen short at times in our text and voice note exchanges, because there's so much to communicate and there's so much happening. And
see, I think here he's talking about like as a director, it's not like we've been trying to have this relationship as director and actor. It's a professional relationship that they're trying to build. And since she's been clashing from the very beginning, remember, like we went through Justin Baldoni's lawsuit, how she from the very beginning started clashing with people. I think that like he says, he's referencing that, like we've been trying to build this relationship. And I think that I've fallen short because he's not the best at texting or voice noting. He prefers face to face. That's what he's referencing. Like, again, you have to take in all of that context, all the lawsuits, everything that's come out, and put it into this situation. This isn't coming off as romantic to me.
And all that to say, I'm just really looking forward to spending time together. And I think that's going to really go a long way for our chemistry, which I believe is there. And has been there from the start. So I was so damn excited when you wanted to do this film. I felt it in the room when we met. And yeah, I think it does come from the both of us being so fucking hardworking and having a vision and not settling. And I'm excited to have a creative partner in that with you.
Yeah, and he's referencing this right here. She told him right here, we're in this together, and we are two of the most determined people I know. We also have very high bars set for ourselves. To collaborate with this type of partner is a gift that neither of us will squander, because we both care too much about the results and also the experience. That's what he's referencing. He's referencing this, working together as a team, as collaborators, as professionals. I don't get any type of romance coming from this voice message. Like that's what he's referencing when he says that. He's not talking about we're going to build a relationship together, like a romantic relationship. I don't get that from here. I'm not sure where that is coming from, but I've seen so many people saying that, oh, this is proof, like they're in love with each other. She's in love with him. But it's like, no, where is that coming from?
And it's just really exciting. There's so much more to say. There's so much I want to say. And there's one thing that I do need to say, which is, I am so sorry you have been through what you've been through with these other filmmakers and producers or whoever the people were that you worked with.
Okay, and now he's referencing this. And all of that, there's so much that I want to say, there's so much that I need to say. There probably is, because he's probably read through all of this and his brain is just like thinking, holy shit. Because for me, when I'm reading this, it reads a little bit manipulative, it reads a little bit aggressive, it reads a little bit threatening, especially when you go consider, you know, I'm Khaleesi, these are my dragons, right? So there is probably a lot that he needs to say, but right now he can only say so much through this voice message.
It just me off those heads that I'm just still kind of blown away that this is the industry that we're in and that you've experienced that as a woman. And I know I don't need to say it, but that's not at all going to be or will be, and hopefully it's not been the experience with me. There's nothing more exciting to me.
See, and I think that that's why he said, like, hopefully that's not been your experience with me, because why would you tell me this if you don't see me this way? That's why I think he's saying all that, because he's hoping that she doesn't see him looking over her script rewrites or whatever. And because he didn't like them, he didn't take them seriously or whatever she thought, now she's going to lump him into this group of directors who don't really take her seriously or don't give her any credit or whatever. And also I'm taking into consideration that Justin Baldoni is a male feminist. So when I'm listening to this, I have to also like kind of understand what he's saying from the point of view of a male feminist. He wants to make Blake feel comfortable. He doesn't want to overstep. He also wants to take accountability for things. Like when it comes to women, he will put them first before himself. Like as a male feminist, that's how he views things. So I also have to take that into consideration.
Like that I get to work with Blake Lively and have her, all of her. I mean, that's what I want. And so there's been no hesitancy with me sending you the final draft file. I am totally fine with that. The only reason I didn't send it today was because I was trying to implement and add your notes into my working draft, which is already like I'm all over that draft right now. So there's a whole bunch of new stars that are going to be collated pages. And I just haven't had a chance to send it to you. But there's no hesitancy. I'm happy to send it to you. And I'm sorry.
So here he's talking about the draft. He's happy to send her the draft. Remember, all of this has to do with Blake Lively feeling dejected and expressing her disappointment at Baldoni's lukewarm response to her version of the scene. And the first message that she sent him, she said, if you send me the full FDX, I'll work when I can steal moments. And yes, of course, please send to Christy. We're all on the same team with the same goal. So he's trying to, again, make her feel comfortable, say, hey, this is the reason why I haven't sent them to you right away. Like, I've been working on it. Don't worry, your scenes are going to be sprinkled in there. I'm putting your scenes in there. No hint of a romance between the two.
Sorry that has happened to you before, and I hope after this experience there will be a new, I don't know, I hope it'll be healing in some way, because that's all I want.
Oh, that didn't age well, huh? Wow. He's referring to this. I hope this experience, your experience with me, will be healing, right? All of this that you went through with all of these other directors, I hope you're not going through that with me, and you'll have a better experience with me than you did with all of these directors. And maybe this experience will heal you in some way. Little did he know she had ulterior motives.
I want this movie to be healing. I want this movie to be commercial, just like you, and affect people and touch people. And I want to walk you through my whole plan and the work that we're doing with the domestic violence partner that we found, No More, and just my vision. And I just know that this can be really, really special, and it's going to be special. And you're the secret sauce, and we're the secret sauce. And anyways, I have so much more to say.
See, all of that too. It's, again, it sounds very like businessy. Again, telling her like, you know, there's so much that I want to do with this movie, and I want it to be healing for a lot of people. And he's said that in plenty of interviews. He references the No More Foundation, and he's really excited to partner with them. If this was supposed to be some sort of romantic thing, why would you reference the Domestic Violence Foundation that you're partnering with? He says that she's the secret sauce, right? Gassing her up a little bit, but also saying that we're the secret sauce. Again, going back to we're in this together, you know, agreeing with what she told him.
I'm going to stop rambling because Jesus Christ, it's been 6 minutes and 30 seconds. So, me. I'm sorry. You probably have kids all over you and a baby on your boob, and you're listening to me ramble at 2 a.m. I hope you're feeling better, and give Ryan my love. Thank you for sending me that. It means the world to me that you trust me with your feelings and your thoughts like that. And I I can't wait to spend more time with you. Okay, I'm done. Cutting myself off. Good night.
If it was like a romantic thing, why would he say like, give Ryan my love? Maybe the only inappropriate thing that he said, like, hey, you probably have kids all over you, the baby on your boob. That might be like the only inappropriate thing in my mind that he said to her. But also from everything that I've read in the lawsuits, he might not have thought that that was inappropriate just because they've run lines together while she was pumping or breastfeeding. I can't remember. She was either pumping or nursing at the time when they were running lines together. But like, so maybe in his mind, it didn't seem inappropriate. People saying that like, oh my gosh, why is he texting this married woman at 2 a.m.? Why is he sending her this voice note at 2 a.m.? Need to understand that he is texting her back when she texted him at 1:49 a.m. And then again a little bit later. So I feel like if you're texting somebody that late into the evening, you've already built sort of like this rapport where you feel comfortable texting them that late. It's moved to this point where, this business relationship, you're used to already texting each other, sending voice notes super late in the evening. And he's referenced that as well. He said that like we've texted back and forth and said voice notes back and forth. So they've already built this sort of, relationship in this communication that they're sending back and forth. For me, it's not sort of inappropriate for him to send that voice note at 2 a.m. when she's also texting him close to 2 a.m. And everything that he's telling her, none of it sounds romantic to me. I know that there's this theory out there or something that like Ryan Reynolds thought that there was something romantic between them. So anything romantic, at least to me, is in Ryan Reynolds' mind, because this doesn't seem inappropriate. Their text messages back and forth don't seem inappropriate. There's no romantic undertone to me. At least when I analyze it and when I listen to it, it doesn't sound romantic. I've seen a few people listen to this and say, oh, that's romantic. It's like, no, it's not romantic. To me, this is all business. And it feels like this is his sort of like preferred method of communication, is to talk to somebody. And if I can't talk to them, then I'll send them a voice note because I suck at texting. Anyways, that's it for me. Let me know what you guys think in those comments down below, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye, everyone.